Well, we are ready for the main event. Mike the Bounty Hunter against Alex Zolkin. And you know, Alex Zolkin, the former Russian heavyweight, has shown marked improvement over the last 4 or 5 fights in which we've seen him since he lost to Mike Hunter. He would like that to continue. Davey Bontempo takes a peek.
Alexander Zolkin stares at a second chance tonight. The Russian import dropped the decision to Mike Hunter last August because he needed more moments like this. Zolkin's lead hand, his right, was on, but he rarely was able to track Hunter down. That meant he could not score with power in the left. But it would be a different matter against John McClain. The left hand struck early and forecast a quick ending. McClain was subbing for the Bounty Hunter. It won't be this easy for Zolkin tonight, but he thinks he's improved since the first fight, and this is the chance to prove it.
Basically, go and just fight hard, you know, and just, you know how to say, do my fight, you know, what I want.
Well, he hopes to do what he wants tonight, and what he wants is to avenge that loss to Mike the Bounty Hunter. Well, if you want to make most heavyweights get nauseous, you say the name Mike the Bounty Hunter. They don't know how to fight him. He's a tough guy to fight.
Mike the Bounty Hunter is a strange study. He has hunted down 24 wins against just 3 losses. He's beaten 3 heavyweights who have held world titles, 2 cruiserweights who have held world titles. But where is his bounty? Hunter is still nowhere in the heavyweight title picture, but almost nobody likes to fight him. Just ask former Olympic gold medalist Tyrell Biggs, whom he beat. Hunter's awkwardness threw Biggs off of his technical ways. Tonight, it's deja vu as he faces Alexander Zolkin. Hunter defeated Zolkin last August. Quick hands and timely exchanges paved the way for Hunter. Now he must do it again in a sport that's been good to him.
We as men, as children, we have fantasies and dreams about things that we would like to do in life. Fortunately, boxing has helped me do the majority of it, you know, so I can't really complain, you know, coming from where I come from, achieving some of the things that I've achieved. You know, it's pretty astounding, you know. So, you know, I can't complain because I haven't had the world title, but I can't complain because I have done a lot of things that I wanted to do from behind and from boxing.
All right, we're just about set to go here. They're heavyweights, Mike Hunter and Alex Zolkin. Let's go in the center of the ring for Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated and Frankel Promotions, in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, proud to be your bud, present the featured bout of the evening. This contest is sanctioned by the West Virginia State Athletic Commission, Chairman Knox McConnell, Commissioners Jimmy Colombo, and former U.S. Marine middleweight champion Tommy Diamond. Senior Chief Deputy Anthony Torchio. Our physicians at the ringside are Dr. John Capito and Dr. Jim Bonessi. The timekeepers are Louis Chimino and Don Jelitz. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system are Rick Modisette, Tony DeCaria, and Lou Torchio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the new Mountaineer Racetrack and Resort here in Chester, West Virginia, let's get ready to rumble! 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Dave Johnson. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the emerald green trunks with gold letters, weighing in at 220 pounds. He's originally from Greenville, South Carolina, but now lives and fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada. His record, 24 victories, only 3 defeats, with 2 draws, 8 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mike the Bounty Hunter. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks and weighing in at 248 pounds. He's a native of Moscow, but now lives and fights out of Columbus, Ohio. His professional record, 19-2. 13 of those 19 victories by KO. introducing Alexander Zolkin.
And now it's time for the AutoZone keys to victory. Dave, how will they win?
Well, Mike the Bounty Hunter can't charm his way to victory, but he will try to punch on angles tonight, utilize the ring savvy and that awkward style that he has. For Alexander Zolkin, the straight left hands, we've seen the power in recent fights, and body shots to slow down the awkward movement.
That is Mike the Bounty Hunter. To say he is animated is the understatement of the decade. Alex Zolkin comes in. He is just the opposite, a very tunnel vision kind of a fighter, really.
And the kind of fighter who can land a big left-hand bomb early in a fight. We'll look for him to try to do that. And Mike the Bounty Hunter pushes off the referee. Very engaging individual, too.
Dave Johnson, oh my, there's a headbutt by Mike the Bounty Hunter. This is not going to be an easy fight to referee.
Bounty Hunter does things from all angles, all ways, and he gets hit with that left hand.
Now, in this fight already, Zolkin is able to get on the inside against Mike the Bounty Hunter, which he had such a tough time doing in their last bout.
And he's done a little better job already, Zolkin, of cutting off the ring, making his angles go well there, and trying to set up that bomb with the jab. Now, in his last fight against McClain, of course, it was lighter opponent, but we saw some real thunder in his power shots.
You can see the purposeful movement of Zolkin. He's not a real quick man, but he's got pretty quick hands. And when he does just move and cut the ring off, he does well.
And you can compensate for a lot of lack of speed if you can cut off the ring wisely and move effectively.
Dave Johnson's going to be a very important man in this fight because how quickly he breaks them on the inside will have some bearing because Zolkin wants to work on the inside.
And there will be a lot of infighting, punches in the clinches, and they're allowed to work their way out. And speaking of that, what would appear to be the result of a headbutt already showing on Mike the Bounty Hunter.
Very bad cut around the left eye of Hunter.
And Zolkin will go right to him.
And Hunter has no one to blame. Oh, Zolkin hitting on the break. Hunter has no one to blame but himself for that clash of heads because he's the one that's holding on and pulling Zolkin into him.
And he already tried a leaping, flying headbutt earlier in this fight. And he's not a malicious fighter. It's more or less an extension of his gregarious and outgoing personality. He's that kind of a fighter.
Zolkin has had himself one heck of a first round. I mean, he needed this, don't you think, for his confidence?
After the last fight when he couldn't track Bounty Hunter down, now to set a tone like this early in the fight, you know that it will be on his mind throughout this fight that it is his.
Now the bang heads again. I don't know if anyone will cut. And Zolkin, I think,
might be Bounty Hunter's blood. We're not sure.
Could well be. He's cutting a different spot now.
Well, he's hard.
The only guy in the ring who has not been cut from the headbutt is, in fact, Dave Johnson.
And for how long?
He may be next. Hunter is smiling through a massive front. Well, let's go into the corner of Mike the Bounty Hunter. Much work needs to be done. Let's listen and watch as Hunter kicks the stool out.
Here, buddy. Here, buddy. I got you. Here, buddy. I'm going to close this thing up quick. Give me that back. Give me water. Where's water? Here, buddy. I know. Hey, ref! I'm going to kick his ass. Lean forward, buddy. Lean forward. You got his, buddy. They're both of them busted.
We will see here. We'll see where the clash of heads took place.
Coming together right there is the Bounty Hunter leaning in. It's been a style all night that he has been practicing. And that is not Bounty Hunter's blood, that is Zolkin. So there are two butts in the round. It would appear to be, but it seemed that the referee was ruling but we could not exactly tell. And it had to be ruled a but for any kind of technical draw rule to apply.
So the clash of heads cuts both fighters. However, of the two cuts, I think Hunter's is in a worse spot.
And yet they will both fight with desperation now because they don't want the fight to be ended by that. And Zolkin with a huge edge in the punches.
Well, it has turned into a wild affair. Hunter goes down. Whether that was from a punch or just a push, I don't know. He looked like he might have been hurt temporarily.
I looked like a fair catch after he was being hurt. Got himself a little bit of a rest without a penalty.
This one is a wild affair.
All right, fight. Let him go. Come on, guys. Go.
Dave mentioned that Mike the Bounty Hunter has beaten 5 men who at one time held some kind of a world championship, and it's true. He only has 3 losses as a pro. Mostly he has won as a pro.
He's frustrated many opponents, his side-to-side movement, his angular punches. Somebody who could not get a streak together and who has remained independent from a promotional sense. And it shows you that in this game, it's not enough just to be good. You have to have proper connection.
However, in this bout, Dave, while he's done some wild things, I don't think this is going exactly the way he wanted it, because he doesn't like total slugfest. He likes to be able to box a little bit.
Well, Alexander Zolkin has shown a lot of improvement over the first fight, which is one reason in his mind why he took this. He thought he could show that. And Bounty Hunter, he's paying now as he gets hit to the body after his angular movement. And it just seems that Zolkin spent the last 2 weeks looking at Bounty Hunter films.
And we don't mean Steve McQueen, do we?
No, we don't.
In August of 1993 is when they fought, and Mike Hunter beat Alexander Zolkin for the USGA title, which, as we pointed out, had been stripped, was subsequently stripped from Mike the Bounty Hunter because he tested positive for cocaine right after the fight.
Well, if there was any more red on Mike the Bounty Hunter's face, it would be a mess.
It is amazing how much blood is flowing. He looked down at us and was talking about the headbutt about 30 seconds to go. So we're off to a raucous start here in this 10-round heavyweight matchup. Mike the Bounty Hunter in green and red, and Alexander Zolkin just red.
Well, what will they mean by the red corner tonight?
There goes Mike Hunter down from a push. He is getting up and wails away with an uppercut. It is a wild one here in West Virginia. If I was you, I would not go to the refrigerator. Stay with us.
Hunter animated, even as he's losing here. A tough second round for him, but here's a monster movie coming at you.
Well, that was some kind of yell from Mike the Bounty Hunter.
No shortage of entertainment when he fights.
He is wild in the ring here tonight.
However, for him tonight, there's too much movement, there is too much openness, and really too much of a demonstration because he is getting caught.
And Alexander Zolkin is really not playing his game. He's just staying to his game plan and throwing pretty good sharp strikes.
We'll see about the stamina aspect of this fight too, because it has been a gripping affair and a fast-paced one. Zolkin with only a 7-punch edge. It seems as if he's had a better edge than that. He just cut off the ring.
Hunter has landed his share as he did that straight right hand against Zolkin.
Perfect example of why people don't like to fight him. It looks like he's been dominated for 2 rounds, and yet he's still in the fight as far as the numbers look at it, although I've given Zolkin the first.
And I would agree. Now the cut over the right eye of Hunter has been dealt with fairly well. Mike Hunter stops to do some commentary to a couple of the ringside officials. I presume he's lobbying with one of the judges. Here we now see Mike Hunter starting to land punches from the outside, using the jab. It is astonishing, and if you've never seen Mike Hunter fight before, you would say to yourself, how can he get by with those hands real low? And yet he does.
Subtle quickness. He uses the whole ring. Look at the gentlemanly stance as he gets hit. This is the behind-the-back rope-a-dope, and I guarantee you, this is a pioneer move in boxing. Nobody's done the gentlemanly rope-a-dope in the center of the ring before.
I have never, ever, ever, ever seen a fighter put his hands behind his back and allow his opponent to hit him. And Zolkin tattooed him with about 3 straight punches.
Well, the old cliche, I can beat you with my hands tied behind my back, and it will not.
Get it down, baby, get it down.
Tonight's behavior is odd even for Mike Hunter.
Where is he getting some of the demonstrative techniques from?
But the difference in this fight, Alexander Zolkin has continued his straight-ahead, straight-on punching, and by and large is being effective.
Well, he's not letting Mike the Bounty Hunter utilize this big ring and go from corner to corner and circle deeply. And part of that is that Hunter has not been willing to utilize what he does well.
The right hand of Hunter is getting there now.
He said earlier today he might want to come right at him. He talked to us about going down the middle against the southpaw. Well, he's getting burned now.
You know, the key element here, I think, is that Zolkin's jab is much better than the last fight. And there it is landing again against Hunter. But the right hand getting there for Mike Hunter. Well, Mike Hunter follows Zolkin back to his corner and sits down on the rope next to him. Okay.
Drums!
Fuck with you.
Drums!
Fourth round coming up.
Shit, drums!
What round? Deep breath. Deep breath. Take your time. They work on that butt. Mike Zolkin's. But you got to get the left hand off more to try to set forehead off. You understand?
And here you go. Hands behind my back. Hit me if you please. Not just once, but twice. Are you enjoying that? Well, that's the head movement without the defense. That is incredible. And then sitting down on the rope with him after the fight. It is strange, even for boxing. There's a little bit of professional wrestling in Mike the Bounty Hunter tonight.
Oh, is there ever, folks? Well,
Turning the other cheek,
so to speak.
that's what we're looking for with the punches behind the back.
We headed to round 4. And Mike the Bounty Hunter is in the green. Alexander Zolkin is in the red. Both men have been caught due to clash of heads. It was a rematch. Mike Hunter won the first one in August of last year. This one, still a close one, but nevertheless, Zolkin is doing better, and Mike Hunter looks over at us as he punches Alexander Zolkin.
Now, in the bizarre category, it's still time for Mike Hunter to win it. He's got the big edge there. Mike Hunter could win first, second, and third on the All Bizarre team for this year with this performance tonight, and it's only early in this pack.
We did the year's highlights. I think we did them a little too early, at least for strange. They clash heads again. Now, from Zolkin's standpoint, one of the things that has made this a good effort so far for him is he hasn't allowed himself to be lulled into this.
Exactly. He's not been sucked in. He keeps coming when the punches were being offered there on a plate. He took them, but did not gamble all that much. And I don't think there was a tactic by Mike the Bounty Hunter. I just think tonight his focus is just not there.
Well, his focus is somewhere, but we're not sure where. Alexander Zolkin, the 30-year-old former Soviet heavyweight, who comes in here off wins over Frankie Swindell, Carl Williams, and John McClain, and Jerry Jones after his loss to Mike Hunter, has been pretty focused. Again, they clash heads, and that one looked more like a head butt for Hunter, but he gets the worst of it.
And there's a would-be bolo that he never gets it off, and he leaves himself wide open. And against a heavy puncher like Zolkin, too, that's not a very good idea.
There's Hunter with the jab, an underused weapon from him, Dave.
Practically non-existent.
Right hand gets in from Hunter.
Now, in other fights, he'll do this, throw the jab, start the right hand, but minus many of the theatrics alongside that we have seen tonight. And I think that Zolkin's properly reading those theatrics as desperation rather than tactics.
And let's also remember the judges don't like that. Even in a round like this one where Hunter's had his moments, will the judges give him credit because of his bizarre behavior? One should have nothing to do with the other, but it often does. Half a minute left to go in round 4. Al Bernstein with Dave Bontempo. We're at the Mountaineer Racetrack where, in our main event here, Mike Hunter in the green trunks and Albert Zolkin in the red trunks are engaging in a wild heavyweight brawl. Zolkin is slowed down in this round.
And he's really starting to breathe heavily. You see the open mouth he stares. He's had a fast pace, but he's hitting a bit of a wall here.
We'll be back.
butts landed and butts attempted, because that one, a clear one by Mike the Bounty Hunter.
Bob Canobio, Logan Hobson are punch profile experts. They don't often count butts, but clashes of heads, but in this one they may have to.
On a night like tonight, it may be necessary.
These are heavyweights. They're going 10 rounds. A warning this time to Zolkin,
who has been passive in the misdemeanor department tonight. Can't believe he was warned. Now, Hunter landed more punches in that round. We'll see if that says anything about Zolkin's condition.
Put your hands.
Now, again, they are on the inside where they haven't been. This is not... Oh, look at Hunter. Well, he just says, hit me. And Zolkin obliges.
Gave the last round to Zolkin. It was a tough one, but he certainly is off to a fine start here.
And even if the last one went to Hunter, might have. Clearly, Alexander Zolkin is, as you said, off to a good start. Now, each camp thought that their man would get better as the fight continued. And we'll have to see as we're into round 5 which one is right.
Well, this has been a draining pace on both because of the holding, the lunging, the butting, and everything else. And we may see some fighters taking some time off here and trying to come on late in the fight.
Hunter has gone 10 in his last 2 fights, beating Keith McMurray in Albuquerque and beating Craig Payne in Las Vegas. Both 10-round wins.
Well, Mike Hunter has a chance to get back into this fight right now, and whatever happened before, he really has to take this opportunity, throw away the theatrics, and maybe score some points here. Don't throw away close rounds.
Good right hook by Zolkin. When Hunter fights on the inside with Zolkin, it is not his best move. Good left hand by Alexander Zolkin.
And the subtle movements.
I've never seen a fighter put his hands behind his back as much as Mike Hunter. In fact, in truth, fighters seldom put their hands behind their back.
I don't think I've ever seen that tactic which he employed. And he's starting to do it after he gets hit. What kind of a message and a pattern might that send out to the judges in any kind of a close round?
Well, this has been a good round for Zolkin. Hunter coming back a bit here toward the end with a half minute left to go. But fighting on the inside, Mike Hunter is not going to be as effective. He takes a big right hook from Zolkin. Is he fighting on the inside, Hunter, because he can't move? That's the question. We may get an answer to it as this fight continues. So round 5, one in which Alexander Zolkin is probably happy with his work. We'll be back for round 6. God knows what we'll see. To round 6, we are past the halfway point in this heavyweight encounter, in which Alexander Zolkin in the red trunks and Mike Hunter in green have been at it in a wild brawl. Both men have been cut due to clashes of heads. Neither has gone down during this fight. Both cuts have been dealt with well, and there is a good straight left hand by Zolkin.
We've got cuts, butts, unprecedented movements, gestures, a wild one. And Zolkin with a healthy advantage. Pretty good percentage for Hunter, considering how much it seems he's been outclassed in this fight.
When Hunter keeps things on the outside, he does well. But when Zolkin can get a little range on his punches, as he did a moment ago, it's Zolkin who makes things happen.
Now, Bounty Hunter is good at frustrating opponents at times, but is he a come-from-behind fighter? Usually he has not been. He not only has to make Zolkin miss now, but he has to gamble and go to an offense.
And normally, as you point out, Hunter's better when you're coming to him and you need to make things happen. Now a little movement from Hunter, and he lands the right hand. And really, that's what it's all about. When Mike Hunter moves in the ring, he's truthfully almost unbeatable by heavyweights that are below the higher echelon of this division.
And we talked about the punching on angles and the keys to victory. He shows you that when he does that, he is effective. He's got the speed edge, and it opens up the right hand for him.
But when Mike Hunter stands in front of you as he is now, he can be hit. And Alexander Zolkin, who has improved since their last fight, is hit.
And when Zolkin does land the left-hand bomb, it seems as though he freezes Hunter in his tracks. We're not seeing the wild missing from Zolkin that we see from a lot of Hunter's opponents.
You can see how Zolkin is focused in this bout. He just wants to go straight ahead, throw his punches. He's used his jab much better in this bout. A minute left to go here in round 6. It is scheduled for 10. They are heavyweights, and Alexander Zolkin punctuates what's already a good round for him with a good straight left hand. Well, now there, Dave Johnson yells break from about 10 feet away. And they're not clutching and grabbing, so Zolkin says, I think I'll hit him.
It has to be a physical thing by the referee. The warning, not always there. Now he's closer, and that's how he has to do it.
And, you know, I don't envy Dave Johnson refereeing this fight. He hasn't done a bad job. It's just that he's going to have to be a hands-on kind of guy.
And there's the big combination by Zolkin. And again, the behind the back. Not even gentleman Jimmy Corbin was that much of a gentleman.
No. Or was that Errol Flynn? I can't remember. Well, Mike Hunter is just letting Zolkin hit him. And you're not going to win fights, I don't think, by doing that. Round 6 is history. We'll be back for round 7. I can hardly wait. Alexander Zolkin, the former Russian heavyweight, now living in Ohio. In Columbus, Ohio, not too far from here, acquitting himself well, and Mike Hunter has been a stationary target and getting hit with punches like that.
Well, he said to us today he took the fight because he wants the money around Christmas time, and that's what happens when you take fights for those reasons. It's not really a good holiday gift inside the ring.
He may not have been in the kind of fighting shape he wanted to be for this match. Any way you look at it, though, he is having trouble with Alexander Zolkin.
You know, some fighters can get by and make the distance when they're not in condition, but a lot of the subtleties they need to win a fight are not there.
Zolkin gets to Hunter with 2 huge straight left hands. As round 7 closes, it's Alexander Zolkin getting the job done and then some.
I wonder if Mike the Bounty Hunter will sit down this round. He certainly could use it.
Well, we'll be back for round 8. Stay with us.
Educated left hand, the uppercut, dips down again, slips a shot, lands a nice left hand, and look at the Bounty Hunter. Exasperated, and there's no way he'll quit on a stool because he didn't go onto a stool between rounds. There isn't one.
Virtually impossible. We're into round 8. It is scheduled for 10. Mike the Bounty Hunter in the green, who came in here with a record 24-3 with 2 draws, 8 KOs, not a big puncher. Alexander Zolkin, 19-2 with 13 KOs, the former national champion in Russia, who is now fighting out of Columbus, Ohio.
And there's the numerical edge again for Zolkin. And it would not be shocking for Hunter, who has never been stopped, not to get through this fight, because the power punching of Zolkin is coming up 70% in the last round. And against a strong fighter, you certainly don't want to be on the receiving end of 70% power shots.
There's some blood now from the mouth of Mike Hunter. Nice movement by Zolkin. He is actually getting, I think one of the improvements he's made is his foot.
Yeah, not only there you see it in defensive posture, but offensively cutting off the ring. He was too much of a European-style fighter, he said before, and he did come over from Russia. He has learned the trick that his people have taught him about leaning forward, bending more at the waist, and keeping his balance, and his technical improvement is obvious here.
They continue to wage a battle on the inside, and the unluckiest man in this arena is Dave Johnson, the referee. This was a tough assignment. Drub, he's done a pretty good job with it.
And not to mention the fact that separating, you'd like to be a strong referee, a taller referee. The smaller fighters, that's a tough assignment, even more so than usual.
You have to be awful big to break these 2. Well, in round 8, Zolkin has continued to dominate as he has in the last 4 or 5 rounds. But Mike Hunter now just looking very tired and less animated than he was early in the fight.
And Zolkin again just doing the body work on the inside. They will do some technical repairs here on the glove of Alexander Zolkin.
Come on, let's go. What's the booty, bro? What's the point?
And they're wearing the look.
You see the blood from the cut just over the bridge of his nose. Some of that blood is also from Mike the Bounty Hunter, I think.
That's good.
And both fighters gasping for air, get a break.
A less animated and less playful Mike Hunter now. He has been battered in the last 4 or 5 rounds by Zolkin.
And that tape is not repaired yet.
Now Hunter gets a little more animated. He chases after Zolkin. Zolkin replies with some jabs and a huge right hook by Zolkin.
Guys, work, baby, work. All right,
Mike Hunter got back his fire, at least momentarily.
And there's that tape being repaired quickly again. But the rest did help Mike the Bounty Hunter. Gave him a little splurge of energy.
Well, come on back. You just never know what's going to happen in this one. But right now, Alexander Zolkin having his way with the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter, as we head into round 9 in this 10-rounder, Alexander Zolkin in the red trunks is his opponent. They are heavyweights. They are going 10. It has been a wild brawl. Both men have been cut due to a clash of heads, but both corners have done a good job with the cut. Mike Hunter has been stranger in this fight if you've seen him before, even than before.
And some of the strangeness has worn off now in the latter rounds of the fight, as Zolkin with a commanding edge in the jabs. And a big punctuation on this fight for him.
And maybe that statistic tells the whole story. Mike Hunter is pushed down by Zolkin, who I don't think he's going to show too much remorse from, because Hunter has had his share of odd, illegal tactics.
And sometimes it's good to send a message. Now, he threw him down and just got warned. No point being taken away. It was a free one.
Absolutely, he got a break. And I think Mike Hunter has really slowed down perceptibly here, and I think this might be the time when Zolkin might want to go after.
It's there for him. It's been there for about a round. Hunter opening up. He has not been stopped, but he is ripe for it on this occasion. Zolkin wants to do it.
The jab and the straight left hand by Zolkin, that would be the ticket for him. As he goes after Hunter here in round 9, a tired Mike Hunter. They continue to clash heads. Much of that is accidental. A lot of it is just the styles they have. Now, Zolkin lost last August to Mike Hunter. We've mentioned that to you in a fight in which Hunter boxed brilliantly. That boxing has not been apparent here in this fight.
And it is startling when you look at everything, why he would take the fight back with Alexander Zolkin. One of the cardinal rules in the sport, don't give a guy a rematch back unless it's for a title, because all you can do is lose ground that's been gained already.
Well, Mike Hunter goes against most boxing conventions, and normally it works for him. Not tonight, apparently. Zolkin with good head movement and a good jab. Nice right by Mike Hunter, and that has been a punch that occasionally has been there for him.
It's an occasional flash against the southpaw. Now he throws it again, and brief outbursts here by Bounty Hunter.
Good uppercut by Mike Hunter. So in the final seconds of this round, Mike Hunter has had his moments, but not nearly enough, I don't think, to win the round. A lot of holding and mauling on the inside. That has been present throughout the bout. There's the jab of Zolkin. Dave, if there is one particular weapon in his arsenal that has improved, it is that jab.
That and bending in is getting the full leverage on it.
We head into round 10. Mike Hunter has one more say, and we check into his corner.
And the stool has arrived.
Finally. For the first time, he sits between rounds.
What's stopping his head? You got to take him down. What's stopping his head? You got to place all your punches. You got to place your punch to stop loading up when they hit him with it. And then you hit him, and then you can load up.
That's it, thank God. Last round, fellas.
You understand? Let your hands go, you understand, man? And pick your feet and then load up on him.
Dave Johnson with a great comment. This is it, thank God, he said.
Up and down. All right?
And Zolkin sends the message, just throws him back, and Mike Bounty Hunter just happy to sit there for a second.
I'll tell you what. over the course of 12 months of boxing here on ESPN this year, Dave Johnson just punctuated our show with an exclamation point. That may be the best line by a referee all year. This is it, thank God. Ain't he right? We're in the 10th round. And for him, believe me, he's happy this is over.
I think this is the 30-rounder for Dave Johnson.
You should pay him double tonight. Alexander Zolkin in the red, who came in here with a 19-2 record, the former national champion of the Soviet Union, now boxing out of Columbus, Ohio, and Mike the Bounty Hunter, the veteran who's 24th, 3-2. Mike Hunter trying for a miracle finish. And he'll need it, won't he, Dave? According to your
I'll tell you what, he might need a miracle and a half. As badly as we've seen him outpointed in a fight, and that revelation hasn't really sunk into him. I think he
Come on, get that head out.
survive at this point and fight in flashes.
even other fights in which he's lost. Franz Botha, he lost to him in 8. He also lost to Andre Smith in 8 rounds and lost to Levi Phillips by decision. None of those losses was as lopsided or even close to as this. He's had some tough work by the judges from time to time.
Zolkin is vastly improved, and on top of that, Mike Hunter has beaten himself, and that's the combination of 2 factors.
Mike Hunter coming forward, trying to land the big right hand. It's not getting there.
And what a drastic territory for him to be in, with only 8 knockouts in 29 fights to begin with.
And I hope they've got some security for inside the ring after this one, because feelings are running very high between Hunter and his people and the Zolkin corner.
You're going to go in there with the interview and be my security. Maybe not, huh?
I'm going to help you, Dave. I am. But you know what? I'd like to be in there with you, but gosh, I'm stationed down here, you know.
What a shame.
But I would like to help you. I'll be right behind you. Under a minute left to go in the 10th round. I tell you what, though, I will watch your back for you. We would assume at this juncture that Alexander Zolkin has a pretty hefty lead in this bout, but one never knows, does one?
No, but even this would be shocking by shock standards.
And it would be a win if Zolkin gets the Dave. That would really help him in the heavyweight rank.
I think it will catapult him, give him a lot of confidence to know that he's beaten somebody who has defeated 5 guys who have held titles, and actually not just defeated him, but really disrobed him in a sense.
And you have to wonder if Mike the Bounty Hunter had been able to move a little more in this fight, would he have made it similar to the other one? But that's for conjecture. He has not, and this fight looks like it has gone to Alexander Zolkin. That'll do it. It's over. And despite the arms raised by Mike the Bounty Hunter, it's this man, Alexander Zolkin, with his manager, John Johnson, that we believe might well have won this fight. That's J.D. McCauley, the fine trainer who works with him.
Well, an excellent performance by Zolkin. He took what was there tonight. He showcased his jab, and he did not get suckered in to the tricks of Mike the Bounty Hunter. He stayed right on his game and fought very consistently tonight. There was no, other than the 4th round, there was no real lull.
I don't know. Pretty close.
Pretty close to what?
You had to call. Who would you call?
You better call us.
Gun.
Be honest, I don't know. It's pretty close. When you guys were fighting, you were winning, but you let him take a lot of free shots.
Mike Hunter with a little bit of a debate there with a ringsider, and you're in on it, folks.
And you're witnessing some
You didn't
diplomacy
let up on him enough.
on the view of the ringsider.
For that man, Alexander Zolkin, who at 30 years old is not real young, but not real old by heavyweight standards, is probably put himself into a pretty good position.
He has really rallied around and done a very good job in the last couple of fights. Nice improvement for him.
They work on the cut over the bridge of the nose of Alexander Zolkin, and they are gathering up the scorecards. You would think, Dave, that this would be a pretty one-sided affair, but
This one is academic to us.
But I don't know. And sometimes when it takes a while for the scorecards, we have to ask ourselves,
Stay in the ring.
We did have one strange scoring in the first fight where Stevie Johnson, who just totally dominated, one judge had it only a 2-point victory for him. So let's see. Things are ready in the center of the ring. Let's go to Michael Buffer right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the new Mountaineer Racetrack and Resort of Chester, West Virginia, we go to the scorecards. Rick Modisette scores about 96 to 94. He has it for Hunter.
Oh, my God.
Get out the glasses.
Well,
Lou
folks, we've seen
Torchio
everything.
scores about 97 to 93. He has it for Zolkin. And Tony DiCaria scores about 96 to 94 for the winner by split decision, Alexander Zolkin.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, folks. Not one of these judges was paying too much attention, except for the 97-93 judge, and that's marginal. But hey, justice was served. Alexander Zolkin has a win. We'll talk to him when we come back to West Virginia, where, as I predicted, after this fight, things got a little heated in the ring. There were a few punches thrown, and then Mike Hunter jawed a little bit at the Zolkin camp. John Johnson there. They've been jawing at each other all night. Lots of fire in the ring. Dave Bontempo's there with the loser, Mike the Bounty Hunter.
Okay, thanks, Al. Mike, do you think your theatrics early in the fight may have cost you this one here?
No, I don't. I thought, like I said before I got here, you know what I'm saying? When I got here and realized the manager was from here, I knew then that I was going to lose a decision. It was impossible for me to win a decision here. You understand what I'm saying?
But do you think you did all you could to win this?
Yeah, I do. I think that I suffered a headbutt earlier. That's what resulted. If you go back in the fight and you remember before I got the headbutt, was no answer. You know, I got the headbutt. I'd never been cut in the fight. That made me panic a little bit. I panicked, and I feel like not having the panic. You know, I used my antics to win, to come back in order to overcome the cut. You know, I suffered two butts. I suffered a butt up here and a butt there. And I don't think it was intentional. It was just in the heat of battle. You know, I got to tip my hat to the fighter. Got a lot of respect for the fighter. I don't think I gave my best performance, but I thought I gave enough to win. As I said before I got here.
Strangest thing we've seen in quite a number of years, when you held your hands behind your back and offered your face up. What was that?
Because he can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He knows he can't hurt me, as well as his manager and his promoter and everybody else. No, he can't hurt me. Like I said before, I couldn't win a decision. That's why I made it a dog fight. You know, I didn't think I could win a decision, so I had to make it a dog fight. Compound that with the headbutt. It was virtually impossible for me to win the fight. You understand what I'm saying? Only way I could win the fight was knocking him out. I still might have got a draw.
Did you think you might lure him into a mistake? Was that what you were trying to do there?
Yeah. I was trying to make him make a mistake so I could capitalize on it. You know, like I said before, it's the same guy that I beat a year ago in an easy fight for me. You know, it was no different here. You know, it got tougher just because of the butts. You know, it was an easy fight up until I got headbutted. Got headbutted early in the fight, and I lost a split decision. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no whole lot of remorse for that, other than I feel like I fought him in his house.
What will you do from here?
You have to leave that to my manager.
Okay.
I got a great management team. You know, a great trainer. I just feel like I said before, it was my fault. I don't fault nobody. You know, I wanted to pull out the fight. If it hadn't been for my manager, I would have walked away from the fight.
Okay, Mike, thank you, because we have to walk away now for a commercial, but we're sorry.
I want to say thank you.
Michael, thanks everybody. It's a man senior, but guess what? We've got more coming back, so stay right here.
Yeah, maybe not best, but this I feel myself very comfortable, and I think this was a very good fight. First of all, I want to say that I wasn't surprised. A split decision. I feel myself.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, I feel myself. I win every round, every 10 rounds. You know.
What were you shocked when you heard the score for him?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
What went through your mind?
I say, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, but anyway, this both can happen, everything. You know, judge just, I don't know, it's happening, I think.
This is the best we've seen your jab in quite a long time. Are you pretty happy with that tonight?
Yeah, I worked very hard about my jab, and I thought I did what I want, you know.
What was the biggest difference in your mind in this fight versus the first time you fought him?
You know, he's a smart fighter, you know. And first time when I fought, I don't have enough experience, you know. And now I got enough experience, and I did lots of things. Cut him in his mistake, you know. And my work, I did my job.
Do you think he was trying to make you lose your cool in there? Was he trying to upset you with what he was doing?
He's a street fighter, you know. He's trying to do everything, you know. But I did my job, I told him.
Okay, where do you go from here? What kind of fighters would you like to go up against?
In the fight, I will train for everybody. You know.
Okay, well, congratulations on the victory. I'm sure your management team will go over this one in a very happy camp for Alexander Zolkin because he did it very well tonight. Let's take it back then to you now, Al.
Thank you, Davey B. Well, Alexander Zolkin wins this one, and his wild fight with Mike Hunter puts an exclamation point on this year for us here on Top Rank Boxing. Steve Johnson also with a terrific performance, beating Fred Valera. Sports Center is coming up next. For Dave Von Temple and all the gang that brings you Top Rank Boxing, have a Happy New Year, a Merry Christmas. We'll see ya in 1995.